I didn't think it through. I didn't think it through. What am I talking about? Okay, my forehead is looking crazy. My under eyes are looking cracked. I did this base face, and then I went out to pick up something from Ulta. My neighbor rode with me, and then we went to the food court, picked up food, came back home, and I rushed into a live stream to do what? Live swatches. Where do I do them? On my forehead. So I'm like, how am I going to do this third look with I need a nude with swatches on my forehead? So I just put on more primer and foundation on my forehead and under my eyes because the teariness had wiped some of it away. So if my forehead is looking like, what's going on with that? That's what's going on with that. My under eyes looking dry and cakey. It's because I have one like multiple layers of foundation and primer under there. I didn't think it through. So for lips, I can't show y'all this. It didn't release yet, but I'm going to put it on. So you'll see the color. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. And I'm using this instead of chapstick. So that's why we're putting this on first. Because the sister's lips are dry. I literally just finished eating maybe 10 minutes ago. Isn't this pretty? This reminds me of the Atomic Shaker Ruby Shine from House Labs. Except that's a matte. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's a little matte. What are you doing? Get away from here. Yeah, but that's a matte, and this, as you can tell, is a shimmer. But as far as the tone of red, to me it looks similar. Because this is a shimmer, it looks brighter. My lip line is not even. And when I put on a colorful lip, it highlights that it's not even. I don't try too hard, excuse me for smacking, to get it even because my lip line is what it is. And if I was working on somebody else, I do put more time in it to get it even. So I just messed up that side. Trying to fix it made it worse. There's a gap right here. Isn't this pretty though? This is only my third time using this. I love this color. And my top lip line isn't even either. So we're going to look more like this. Y'all. All right, let's get into this look. Excuse me, I'm gonna put that away so I don't accidentally put it in the what's what I'm looking for? The flat lay. So we're gonna go ahead and prime the eyes. Actually, let's do that. I'll prime the eyes and do the intro. Hello and welcome if you're new here. Welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Dion. I call this the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube, and this primer is about done. Yo, I'm scraping. The crazy why. Knowing it's okay to be your authentic self. If you're goofy, if you're serious, if you're analytical, if you're a mix of all different types of personalities. Because we're all multifaceted beings, so we do have different sides to us. But the crazy is just knowing that it's okay to just be who you are and not feel like, well, maybe I shouldn't act this way, or maybe I should, act more how this other person acts. No, just be yourself. And that might sound crazy to some people because they live their lives consumed by, what if they don't like me? What would they think about me? They like this person, so maybe I need to act like that person. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, crazy. Just accept who you are and let your authentic self shine through. Did I say authentic? Probably. Let your authentic self shine through. The troll part is not, excuse me for smacking, is not caring too much what the beauty community standards are. You set the standard for yourself. Wear whatever you want to with whatever tool and whatever technique you want to use to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we believe in self-acceptance and self-love. Embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. That's what we stand for here. Self-love. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. I'm gonna link a video in the iCards, which will cause it to show up down below the description box, called "Is It a Lie?" So if you struggle with accepting your features, watch that video. Cause yeah, I kind of was. That looked pasty. Sometimes I forget this primer says Invisipink, or maybe it's looking more pink because I have on this bright red lip. That might be it. So this is look number 3 with this palette. We're going to try and do a dark look. I did looks 1 and 2 in one video, and they looked almost the same. And I was like, I knew it, but you know. So we're going to try something different. We're going to lay this all over. I'm going to show you the shades before we use them. This is Silhouette. We're going to put this all over the lid and up into the transition area. So what am I saying? We're going to try and get a different type of look. Something that's just not a nude look. That's not a basic traditional look. And I don't think I've seen anyone do a smoky look with this palette, except Natasha, because she'll lay down a black liner on the lash line and for her wing, and then she'll blend it out, and then she'll top it with another shade. But as far as what I've seen on YouTube from just regular content creators, I haven't seen anyone do that, or try to smoke it out, or like I'm doing, laying down the darkest shade first. So if you've seen it, let me know. And y'all know my goal is to show y'all something different than the typical YouTube stuff. And also, y'all know I like darker tones and darker looks. The looks were pretty, but y'all know I want more than that. You know I want more than that. And this palette is what it is. It's super light. It's called I Need a Nude. So nude is like that there, not there natural look, but just a little bit of shine. So you can call it a glam look. But I want more than that. And the palette is what it is. But I just wanted to see, can I get a dark look out of here? And so that's the purpose of this video. And if it does turn out nice, which I do think it is, this is an easy palette to use, just like I Need a Warm and what was the other one, Golden. The looks were very basic, typical, but they were very pretty. And so I don't have any regrets about this palette. I just know I'm not going to get that grunge, you know, that I like, unless somehow this just turns out that way. And so I am feathering like this because for me the Fenty primer is a tacky primer. I'm not going to open a new one right away, even though this one is almost done, because I'm going to open up an Urban Decay eyeliner. And I remember liking it back in the day. And I bought one for my kit, and then they were in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale, so I bought 2 more. And so I said, you know what, let me just use one. And I did already use the one in my kit when I did a face. But I said, let me just go back to using one and just become familiar with that again. And I do remember liking it. And so I do think I'll be able to just glide over my lid, where you can see if I try to go like this, my skin moves. Because this is a tacky primer for me, as I said. And I do like that because shadows will stick to it. And whether it's a shimmer, a metallic, a flaky shade, it sticks to this primer. And so I don't have that issue of as much fallout as other people may get because of my technique. Also, I pack and I don't use a fluffy brush and feather stuff out right away. I place it and then I go back and try to blend it. And so people have their own techniques, and you know, as the motto says, do what you want, how you want. So however you want to do your makeup, whatever technique works for you, that's what you do. And so this is what works for me. And so I want you to just do what works for you. And these shapes are like very different. So I'm going to bring this up over here. I think because I laid the brush this way, and I think that's how that came up as high as it did over there. This is reminding me of the Fabulous 50ocity look, where one was up this way and one was down this way. But we're going to put some shimmers on top of this because there's a lot of shimmers and light shades in here. So whatever happens, I am confident that this is going to be a pretty look. Whether it's what I'm going for or not, I do think it's going to be a pretty look. I like the angle that this is on. How it goes, how it's narrow and then goes wide. And that was quite by accident. The stuff I do by accident that I like, I need to like really pay attention to what I'm doing, even if after the fact, just analyze it. Like, how did I get that shape? Excuse me, so that I can do it again. I forgot 2 things to tell you in the intro. One was what you just heard. There's an organism that lives in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches. And the other thing is that I do curse sometimes in videos and in live streams because I curse sometimes, period. So we're going to leave this like this, I say, as I go into the shadow again. And I feel like I might have put on too much gloss. And I say that because the corners of my mouth feel wet. and I'm thirsty. I did drink some water after I ate my lunch. All right, we're gonna leave this like this. This is more tapered in here, so we're just gonna take a little bit, and it might not be necessary because we are gonna put a shimmer there. I'm just trying to get the shapes the same in case the shimmer doesn't cover the way I think it will. It'll still look the same. So let me take a lipstick applicator and go like that. Yeah, the corners of my mouth feel wet. Now we're going to take, why do I have this brush? Oh, you know what? I was going to pull this out, but we're going to just do this right here because this side kind of comes to a point and this side doesn't. But I had that other brush. This is the hourglass number 3. I had out the hourglass number 6 to like pull this out on that outer corner, but I don't think I need that brush to do that. One side I always really like and one side I don't. I said in another video, it's hard to do, it's easier doing someone else's face because for here, because I'm crossing over and the angle, it's easier for the shade, the shadows, excuse me, the shape to come out separate. But when I'm doing somebody else, because I'm in front of them, I'm doing this either way, either this eye or that eye. I'm not reaching towards me going back and forth, you know what I'm saying? And I remember saying before that it's harder doing other people's faces, but actually it's easier doing other people's faces because I don't have to twist my wrists. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that makes sense. Actually, I think that did make sense, and sometimes I don't make sense. So now we're going to go into Muse, this shade here. So for this look, we're staying right here. This is dark brown and these right here. For, my neck. For looks 1 and 2, we put this on lower lash line under one eye and this on lower lash line of another eye. And I think we did this for transition or something, I forget. So we're putting these, layering these on top of the lid this time to see what they do. So Muse is this shade, my neck, oh my gosh. This is an Esom V27, and I could use an hourglass number 3, but I want to just press it right on. And this is, it's creamy, but it can be flaky. And so I didn't want to use the hourglass number 3. So this is what I was hoping it would do, was to cover this top edge of that brown shade, which was Silhouette. But I also thinking it's not quite doing what I wanted it to do. I mean, it's covering it, but you can still see that brown line underneath. So we'll see. We will see. I do like that this is a dark look. Because the other looks were not at all. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Let me know if you have this palette. I know it is not new anymore, so you probably don't even hear people speak about it anymore. But let me know what your thoughts are on it. Like, do you have it? Do you like it? Did you not get it because you're like, I don't need those colors. I don't want no nude palette. Let me know your thoughts on it. And if you do have it, do you like it? Or did you forget that you even had it? Because that's something too. We can sometimes forget that we have something because we don't use it, we don't think about it, we don't miss it. I do like how this looks though. And because of the shape here of the brown, is looking more blended than here. This side is looking blended too, but I can still see the shape of the brown where it comes to a peak right here, where this side does just go straight over. So that is user error. So we're going to put that brush down. I see a couple flakes. Lower lash line, matte color excess gel pencil eyeliner and stage 5 clinger. And on inner rims from MAC also it's ink, excuse me, Nudge Nudge Ink Ink. I was going to say ink Nudge Nudge, I don't know. It's Nudge Nudge Ink Ink. We're going to take a clean one and we're going to go into Ella. I think I did put on too much gloss. And we're going to put this on the second half of the lid. And, oh, that's nice. So this just, I just bit the back side of my tongue. This just gives this brown some shine. I like these brushes for what it allows me to do. And it does pick up in place, and it gives me more control than an Hourglass 3 because this is wide, as you see, which is great for doing all over the lid. But that looks pretty. I like how that looks. So we know we can get a dark look from this palette. Just have to layer over a dark base. And I could have put on MAC's Fluid Line and dip down as a brown. I could have even tried these over Contemplative State, which is like a light mustardy orange type color, or I could have put it over MAC's Paint Pot in Black Mirror, which is a black. And so I don't always like to do extra stuff, but for palettes like this, if I want something dark, I got to do something to get it. And I just wanted to see if I could get it, because I'll probably just use it honestly for what it is and not put in the extra work, but I just wanted to see. And I do like this. We're going back to that first brush and taking more of Muse, and we're just going to sweep that here. Because I am layering, I am getting a little bit more fallout than if I wasn't layering. When I used this palette yesterday, I had hardly any fallout. So we can get a dark look out of it. The key would be softening this line as much as possible, because you can still see, excuse me, the line where that brown is. This is the brush that had Ella on it, but I like it. And with this lip, excuse me, I want to do a transition shade, well, excuse me, a brow bone shade. This is a brush that had Ella on it. I'm just trying to round it out and get it the same. That's all I'm trying to do. We're going to take this brush. This is the Sigma E45 Max, and this made me look a little dusty, and so did this one. This showed up nice, but that's too dark for what I want for my brow bone. So I'm thinking this shade right here, which is Tender. So we want to take Tender. I think that, you know what, no, we're going to take Mesh, this shade here, which I do think was a little dusty, because Tender's a little dark for that area, I think, for what I'm going for today. We did not tap off. We tapped straight in, and that's why we chose a taper brush, because we're going to tap on this top edge and over here in this corner, and then we're going to do the back and forth, and that will soften it some. I did not tap off this time either. So I'm just trying to, this is not, I see where it is because it's changing the tone of the shadow, but it's not softening that line. And I typically don't, actually it did. Typically I don't use a shadow to blend out another shadow, but it does serve that purpose, whether you're going for that or not. The corners of my mouth still feel wet. I put on too much gloss. So it still does look harsh. It doesn't look that harsh in person, but looking where you are, this looks harsh. And that wasn't what we were going for. All right, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side. This shadow was kind of powdery because I'm tapping in it and it's puffing up in the other shadow next to it. Well, actually the one right above it. So I need to stop being so rough with it. And so we're going to do this, which does soften that out, as you see. But I wanted to soften up here. But for me, because again, the Fenty primer is a tacky primer, when I put something there, it's going to stay. And that's what's happening. So I should have done more blending before I put those topper shades on it. That's what I should have did. We're going to put that brush down. We're going to just grab, this is what I first touched, Scott Barnes number 62. And we're going to go into Wit, this shade here. So I just want to see if I did not tap off. I just want something else up here, because it looks like it's nothing there. And this I can see is there. So this is showing up, which is nice. So maybe it will, that looks better. I think it looks better. It doesn't look as harsh and sharp as this side. You see what I'm saying? So this is without Wit. And this is with Wit. And so yeah, this did what I wanted it to do. I did not tap off. I did not tap off this time either. So now we're just going to go back and forth after we tapped it on. Yeah, so I am liking this a lot better. And we're going to go in small circular motions just with the tip of the brush. And yeah, I like what that did. I just went in a little bit more, but I did not tap off again that time either. So I like how that's looking. From straight, I'm liking it. But from this side I like. This side, it's like something right here that's not looking right to me. But I can see it's there, and it doesn't look as harsh because of the tone of this shadow on top of those other shadows, particularly the one we put on top of it. So we can get a dark look with this. For lower lash line, we're going to take Tender, this shade here, and this is a Fenty 220. I know this one by heart, and I know the Hourglass number 3 by heart. But those Esom brushes, I should know them by heart too, because I've had them for how many years? I don't even remember how many years, but it's been a long time. And this is going on top of that coppery shade. Is this showing up? Actually, it is. I like this. Excuse me if you heard that in my throat. So that is this. Starting to sweat. Oh my gosh. These are lights, y'all. You would think. I don't know. Because I don't hear other people saying that their lights make them hot. I was sweating earlier today too, y'all. I got my AC on again still from the other day when I turned it on. Like, this is like summer again, and I'm a little peeved about it because I don't like the heat. This is the brush that had Tender on it. We're not adding more shadow on it. We're just buffing this out over here, buffing that down over there. I do like this look. I do. Yeah. So what we're going to do now, because I just wanted something different. Because I wanted something different, we're going to put this blue. This is from Inglot. This is number 87. I just wanted something different. And you know what? That's going to clash. Let's do a red, since we have on a red lip. Because I think that'll be a bit much. And for me to say something is a bit much says a lot. Because y'all know I just be doing whatever the hell I want to do. But I just cannot with... Like, what is happening? I do have a cloth down here. Excuse me, which is what I wiped my fingers on after I rubbed my mouth. Yeah, so this is number 80. No, it's not. It's number 79. And this is a MAC 210 brush. So we're swiping and turning, swiping and turning. And we're going to put this down. It feels like it wants to skip over the texture of that lid shade, because it does have a little bit of flakiness to it. And so I just went in again. And I like this, and this does look nice with the lip, I think. Let me know if you would do this lip with this eye look. I imagine some of you would, and I imagine some of you would not. That wing looks really good. Let's see how off the other side is. I think I'm gonna take a nap soon. I was up at like 10:30 this morning, y'all. I've been falling asleep at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Before I was falling asleep at around like 10 in the morning. And I wake up every 90 minutes or so. But I've been waking up like pretty much alert at like 10:30. 10:30. And I needed to go to Ulta today to pick up an order I placed. And then I knew I had scheduled a live stream today for 1 o'clock. So I'm like, oh, you know, let me go do my base face. And then go to Ulta. And come back and do the live stream and then do this look. Again, not thinking it through. Do an eye look with swatches on my forehead from the live stream. But here we are. And so, yeah, my forehead is looking crazy. My under eyes are looking crazy. But at least there's a reason for it. You know, because I put on more foundation and primer. Instead of washing my whole face over and then putting on more expensive face cream and serums. I said I'll just wash my face before I take my nap. And then do my skincare routine again. So I think my I like this, and I like it with the lip. I think how come I can't speak? Lancome Sills Boost mascara base. I think There's a fleck. Oh, I almost broke myself in the eye. Fall out right there, nice and bright and shiny. I started doing my last, oh my gosh, my lower lash line first, because doing the top first, when I would look down and my lashes are up here, I would get transfer in my puff area. And I don't know why before I didn't think to just do the lower lash line first. That was something they said in one of the classes. And I was like, duh. Lancome Definitive Sills Mascara. I was like, why didn't I ever think of that? Like, it's just like the most simple things. Sometimes when we hear it, it's like, duh. But then it's like, I didn't think of that. But it seems like I just hit my nose right there. We'll pretend that that's a freckle. That's a mascara on my nose. Just a little dot. And so, yeah, I started doing lower lash line first. But yeah, that was really a moment. Like, why didn't I think of that? It's amazing, you know, the stuff that you learn just by listening to other people. And it may seem like no-brainer stuff, but it's like, oh, yeah. Tell me something that you've learned down below in the comment section that when you heard it, you were like, duh, why didn't I think of that before? I like this combination. I remember before I was saying, after using that Beyond mascara, when I used the Lancome, I was like, this Lancome isn't doing nothing. But it does, especially when I use it over the mascara base. And even the, what's that other Lancome one I have? Shoot, it's going to bug me. This one, the Lashy Doll. I like that one. This is the Definitive Sills. And what I think it is because the Beyond mascara from City Beauty Official, that one volumizes and lengthens your lashes, where Definitive Sills lengthens and the Lashy Doll volumizes, and so they do different things. And so I think that's why it was very noticeable when I went back to the Lashy Doll. I'm like, wait a minute, this looks different. So you can see, excuse me, the Definitive Sills does define your lashes. Like, you see that? So we have our lip done. This is the look. I don't know why. Yeah, so that is it, y'all. So from back here, I think it looks good. I don't want to get too close because I know my under eye is looking crazy because I put on more primer foundation under there too. But I do like the look. From back here, I like it better because you can't see the harshness of that line. But it could be a vibe. You know what I'm saying? So let's do our pictures because I'll probably forget. No, you know, let's just do them after. So thank you for being here. Excuse me? So rude. Let me know below, as I asked you, what's something that you heard and you were like, duh, like, wait a minute, why haven't I thought about that before? Like something that was really simple, like do your bottom lashes first so the top lashes don't transfer from the mascara. Yeah, so let me know and leave that down below so other people who read comments, they can learn too. So we're all learning together here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Stuff is popping up right now for you to watch. There's a membership to join. You can click it to see what the perks are, see if they appeal to you. Feel free to share my videos. Commenting is always welcome, and subscribing if you keep coming back. And I appreciate you for being here. I'm sleepy. As always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.